All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. The main event here, and today we are going to be doing our Reg H tier list. We got like a week and a half or two or whatever it is till the format actually starts. About 10 or 11 days, yeah, so about a week and a half. So I figured I'd get this out the way now. We're going to be doing tiers S through D. I do have a bit of an AA plus thing here. The original version of this tier list had more tiers, so I deleted some, but I actually kept this because I think it might be useful because it's not my first time recording this video. I recorded it earlier and I didn't like how it came out, so I'm doing it over. Question of the day: what Overlook Mon has a chance to make a surprise impact in the format? So if you scroll up here, I also have a yeah, right, a Mal tier, a bunch of mods that I pre-put in there that I'm just not going to bother tiering. There are some that I missed, but we'll add them as we go. So let's go to the actual list here. Ditto I was going to put in the Lamal tier, but I'm going to put it in D. D because it's still pretty bad, but like it does fit like super specific roles. Like if you can like come in and steal an Archaludon's boost after it like boost up all the staminas and electro shots, you can kind of just like reverse sweep, right? So I guess I'll put it in D for that specific reason. Pikachu Lightning Rod is just very useful in this format, and so is Fake Out. It's just a weak Pokemon overall, but like because of that, I'm going to put it over here. I think Persian is a better Fake Out user. C is also like very kind of average specific roles. But I think it's a decent Fake Out user, I guess. But realistically, it's probably just another D tier mod. I'm gonna save another Persian for C. Magnezone, not Magneton. Electro types are hard to come by, so I think C is fine for it. Magnet Pull and Sturdy are both good abilities, so I think that's okay. I think I meant to put you in the don't care tier. I know I said something like Fake Out being valuable, but like not that valuable. At least not for most players. Regular Electro types are the premium and it has speed control. This one has Chloroblast, so I'll put it a little bit higher. But pretty much like they have like speed control. I'm pretty sure they both get Electro Web. Both get Volt Switch, and this one gets Chloroblast as well. And this one's not weak to ground, but this one is. But again, electro types and speed control just kind of hard to come by, so I guess it's okay to keep them there. The Executors, bulky grass types outside of Rillaboom and Amoonguss are, I guess, not as prevalent because we don't have any of the Ogerpons. Trick Room Mon, Chlorophyll Mon, like Sun Abusers are fine. So like I'll put it in D instead of the not gonna be able to tier it. I'll put Alolan in the, I'll put it C. I would think about having these reversed, but like Dragon typing is good right now. Not a lot of Fairy types. I think I'll put like Draco Meteors and all type of stuff, so it's fine. This is only in this D tier because the fighting types are at premium right now as well. And I think it has like the Iron Fist ability, so you can get like some actual decent damage out of this thing. So I think it's kind of okay to experiment with. Lapras, bulky waters are good. Water Absorb is good because rain is good. And whenever rain is good, water absorb mons are going to be good, right? And good in a sense, good relatively speaking, because obviously you're not going to, Lapras is not going to be your first choice at water type because there's so many other good ones, but it's an option and it's not like so bad that it's just unplayable. Same goes for like Vaporeon, right? So I actually put Lapras here. And I put Vaporeon here because I think Lapras is currently better than Vaporeon. Typhlosion is kind of meh, but Eruption's fine. Dragon Dance Share Force is kind of fine, so it's like okay. These are gonna go in the Lamal tier, but Unaware Mons are kind of fine. And like bulky Unaware Mons are kind of fine. I think that one might be a little bit better, so we'll put this one in C. Actually no, we'll put them both in D. Unaware Mons are fine. Miss Magius Ghost type damage is kind of at a premium right now as well. It's either Gholdengo or Bust for the most part. Levitate is also very useful because Gholdengo is a weak to ground and these are not. Also gets like Nasty Plot, pretty decent speed at like 105, which is a pretty good speed tier right now. Prankster users are better than Unterrible, so we'll put this. Eruption users are always gonna have some kind of a place. So again, actually, yeah. So I think I'm gonna put this one in D, and I'm gonna put the other Typhlosion in C because it's a little bit better. Altaria can go in C because Altaria provides a useful ability. Was it Cloud9 that stops the weathers? A lot of weather in this format. And if you don't want to run weather yourself but need an answer for it, you could slot this in potentially, so it's like I'll give it some grace there. I'll give this some grace because it has like a good ability that in Shell Armor doesn't allow it to be crit. Very bulky setup mon. Can set up defensively, can set up offensively, so I'll give it some love and let it be in the D tier. Electric types are at a premium like I mentioned before, but this one also has Intimidate. Like if you're struggling, excuse me, if you're struggling against like certain rain comps like Basket Legion and Pelipper, you resist Pelipper's like Hurricane. You don't resist like the water moves, of course. Like you can get a -1 on like the Basket Legion. You can hit them both super effective. This is not like a blanket answer at all, like not even close, but like it's a slottable option, so it's fine. Pachi redirection is just really good in the format, so Pachi can kind of have this, especially like redirecting electro shots. And like it's funny because you can kind of do the same thing you did in like Reg G with this thing, which is like Terra Fairy Volt Absorb, because then you can redirect the electro shots. You're not going to stop the +1s, unfortunately, but you also eat the Draco Meteors, right? So it's kind of an option. This is going to be here because it has really good damage output, and fighting types are at a premium. So because there's just not that many dominant ones right now, because there's no Urshifu, no Iron Hands. I think this thing is also fine, like a bulky dark type Tailwind Snarler, good into size spam kind of stuff as well. Good, it's just really good ball. Samurott is kind of fine. I'm actually gonna move this down. I'm gonna move a lot of these down, actually. They're just not that great. I'm just looking at the list. I'm like, you know, you guys are kind of all in the same tier of mid, just one step removed from what you call it. I'll leave Pachi in C though. This is kind of whatever. I think this is actually like a decent average pick. This is fine because it's slower than the other Trick Room mons that you'll run into. The Dragalge, and adaptability makes its attacks hit a lot harder than its stats would allow, because you get ×2 on the stab, and that's like before you even get like a Terra boost or like any damage boosting items. Dragon and Poison is pretty good typing right now because you hit like the grass types, you hit the opposing dragon type, you hit a lot of things for neutral. You do get kind of walled by steel, but the only real steel types are Showdown and Gholdengo, and they kind of just beat everything else anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I think it's a decent slottable option. This, I don't know what, yeah, this is one of the ones that was like, get out of here. You didn't belong on the list. Carbink also did not belong on the list. And I think you guys are kind of cheeks. Even though I've used these guys before and they're fun, I think overall they're just kind of cheeks. Decidueye D tier, like it just ghost damage is nice. This can go in average because like Trick Room Sweepers, Electric the premium, we've been through that. Toxapex is like Toxapex, so it's fine. This is Stamina, as we know from our childhood, is a very strong ability, so I put it in C tier. Passimian, Defiant user, fighting type, etc. Dragon types are good, so this might just be this thing's time to shine. This thing is also like good into like Amoonguss, Instant, Rillaboom, because you resist Rillaboom, you resist Amoonguss, can't be put to sleep. Essentially, you do get hit by poison, but like that's not the end of the world. Pretty good damage output whenever it does go all out, which is the coin flips, which is kind of dumb. You don't get take too much damage from like flare blitzes if you are EV to physically. So I think this thing is kind of fine. Barraskewda is cool. Rain Sweepers are fine. There's obviously better ones, but they're kind of fine. Last Respects gives this thing an option to be playable if you want to take a turn to set it up. And in a format like this, you do have a turn to set up, so I think it's kind of okay to have that. This thing is also a setup mod, but it's kind of fine. You can like run it in snow. I'm gonna leave the Tatsus here because it's supposed to be with the Gearys. I mean, with the Gearys, supposed to be with the Dozos. But like, what I'll do is I'll put Tatsus like by itself in C tier, and then when I get to the one that's next to Dozo, I'll just put them higher up because it's gonna be higher up. Espathra is pretty decent. Yeah, Espathra is decent. This is the King Gambit's really strong, so like Espathra can only have so much of a role. So is like Gholdengo, because Espathra struggles with those Pokemon a whole lot because one, you can't hypnosis the Gholdengo, you don't hit it for any damage, and you don't hit like King Gambit for any damage either. Garchomp is gonna go to B, I think. Garchomp's really strong, good speed tier right now. Good damage output. You can use Rough Skin to get like to block like Intimidate cycling, not blocking because you're gonna get faked out. At least you're punishing the Intimidates, right? The fake out cycling. My apologies. Cleavor I think is good. Sharpness is just really good ability. You can run anything with Scarf or Clear Amulet. Do pretty good damage. Bug type damage is actually solid right now into like the grass types in the format like Rillaboom. And rock type is good into the flying types like Pelipper. So I think it's a decent Pokemon overall. Sharpness, like I said, really good ability. Mimikyu is also very good. I think the disguise ability is good. Fairy types are at a premium. Play Rough is a good attack when it lands, not great when it misses. But it has like options. It has like Trick Room, it has Play Rough, it has Curse. If you can't deal with Dondozo, you can curse the Dondozos. So you have like a lot of choice. You have Wisp, so you can burn the those. Metagross, I'm thinking I'm gonna put in B also because it's a very good Pokemon. It's very bulky, not very fast. Heavy Slam does a lot of damage. Psychic Fangs does a lot of damage, and it's very hard to remove. Especially in a weaker format that doesn't have like the one-shotting capabilities, I would say. Outside of like the few top tiers, you do struggle against like opposing Gholdengos a lot, and it does struggle against the heavy water-centric teams. So I don't think I can justify putting it any higher. Venusaur, I think I'm actually gonna put Venusaur in B. I think it's fine for like sun sweeping. Yeah, chlorophyll, sun, weather is just really good. And like if you are facing a rain team, while Pelipper is gonna be a struggle, this thing has a decent matchup into Basculegion, right? Has no matchup into like Archaludon for the most part. Then you have Earth Power though. Earth Power and Archaludon needs a couple of hits to kill a Venusaur. So I think Venusaur is good in kind of sun and rain. Raichu is gonna be solid as well. Yeah, Raichu's solid pick. He's gonna be there for the solid pick. So I still have 3 tiers of space above. So yeah, Raichu can be one of the solid picks. Fake Out, Fake Out, Volt Switch, Nuzzle. Those things are all very, very good options here. Lightning Rod is a great ability right now in this format, so I think that's gonna be good. Serena blocking priority is always gonna be good. Grass types are good right now, so I think that's fine. It's also an offensive and defensive mind at the same time because like blocking priority, but also being able to do decent damage like Power Whip, Triple Axle, High Jump Kick, etc. You can even like taunt sets, whatever you want to do. So this thing is pretty good. This Raichu is gonna go in C because it doesn't have Lightning Rod and this one does. Kind of the difference. Essentially, this one has like better coverage offensively. And it has like other abilities that are really good, like Surge Surfer. I think it gets Expanding Force, so it can take advantage of like Psychic Terrain as well. But I think this Raichu is gonna be a little bit better than this one. Ninetales, snow is like the worst weather. And because I think not every weather is gonna be in A, I think this has to be in C. So yeah, snow is just kind of just the worst weather right now. The benefits you get from rain and sun are just higher end than the ones you get from this, but I think it's a decent Pokemon overall. I'm gonna put a Alolan version in C as well. Like Fake Out, Parting Shot, Fur Coat for physical damage. It's just a pretty solid Pokemon. Slowbro, I'm gonna put in B. I think it's a very nice bulky water type. This is the kind of water type that you can like use to guarantee getting up in your Trick Room against like opposing rain teams, because they can double up and sitting all they want. They're probably not gonna be able to kill it. It's just too bulky, and you can't taunt it because that's Oblivious, right? I think one time I ran like a Oblivious, Terra Grass, Covert Cloak, Slowbro. So basically you couldn't Fake Out the Slowbro because it had Cloak. You couldn't taunt it because it had Oblivious, and you couldn't use a Mungus to put it to sleep because it had Terra Grass. So like I just was like guaranteed Trick Room no matter what was going on. And I had to make next to Dark Earth, so I could just blow something up if they wanted to try me. Slowking is just kind of worse, so I'm gonna put it in C. It does have Oblivious, so it's kind of like fine, but it's just kind of worse to me. It's just like I think it has more offenses or something like that, so it is what it is. This guy, C. Fake Out, Intimidate is good, but I think there are better Fake Out Intimidators, obviously. And I don't think it's better than like, I don't think it's as good as the Mons and B, so I can't justify putting it any higher, but I think it's solid. I don't think C is not a bad tier by any means. It's kind of like, you know, solid pick. Weezing, I think is B. Weezing is very linear, but like if you look at like just this whole list, like so far, even before you even get to the top tier Pokemon, like Raichu's Lightning Rod gets turned off. Venusaur's Chlorophyll and the Sunsetter's ability gets turned off. Disguise gets turned off, right? Clear Body gets turned off. Friggin' Oblivious gets turned off. Lightning Rod gets turned off. Adaptability gets turned off and damage gets reduced. You kind of get the drift there. You guys got kind of get the point. It just kind of turns everything off, and that's really good. This thing can go into C. Very bulky, you know, good ability for defense, and then you can run it in the Trick Room. Better than stuff underneath it, but just not nearly as good as the stuff above it. This Weezing, they're kind of the same. I know it has more weaknesses, but like I just can't justify dropping it a tier just because of the more weaknesses. Scizor, C tier, decent offensive mind, but not as good as the stuff above it. Porygon Z, very strong offensive mind, can make it work, but it's not going to be as consistent as I think the ones above it. I know Cleavor kind of on this so far. Cleavor is like the odd man out, but I believe in Cleavor. Snorlax is a special wall. Special walls are good right now. Special walls are good. Special walls are good right now. Gholdengo, Archaludon, Pelipper, Blood Moon, Farigiraf, Sylveon. Yeah, I think special walls are very, very good right now, so I think that's fine. Slower than the other Trick Room Pokemon as well, so you can kind of get your Trick Room up and underspeed those things. But yeah, size spam, so like Hatterene, Indeedee. Yeah, I think special walls are good. Murkrow's solid guy. He can go in B. Tailwind, Haze, Foul Play, Brave Bird, Taunt, good stuff. Sneasler is good. I'm gonna put it in Triple Axel, and Knockoff is very good coverage right now as well. Yeah, Fake Out, Triple Axel, and Knockoff is a very strong set. Like you're faster than a lot of things as well. Your speed tier is really high. I think I'm actually tempted to put it in B. Mamoswine. Mamoswine, good pick. I think it'll be in C tier. Yeah, I believe in Mamoswine. Mamoswine's a good Pokemon. Good offensive typing. Defensively, you have a lot of weaknesses like fighting, steel, fire. What else is it? Water, grass. So like defensively, it's not going to be great, but like offensively, it's pretty good. So I think you can make it work. Smeargle is going to go in the B tier. I just think Smeargle having like Fake Out, Spore, and Redirection all on one Pokemon is just way too much. Not strong enough because of the stats to go higher, but I think B is fine for it. Ludicolo, Rain Abuser, that's probably better than like everything underneath it. So I think B is fine. Fake Out, Muddy Water. Does it get Weather Ball? I can't show, but like it gets Giga Drain, Leash Storm, Energy Ball, stuff like that. So I think that's fine. This is not a weather abuser per se, but I guess Tailwind could be considered a weather, windy day. But like it's a Tailwind abuser. You can Fake Out, set up the tail with your partner, and you get the +1. You give it a Life Orb as well. You get really good damage off with this thing. Normal Hands. Normal Hands is good. I think it's a decent Pokemon. Good Pokemon. Milotic is decently good Pokemon. Anti-Intimidate Tech is always going to be good. Is it a B tier? I think it might be B. It's B in the context of that there's 3 tiers above it. Yes, I think it's B in that context. Dusclops, B. Bulky Trick Room Setter. If this will be its best time to shine. Actually no, it couldn't be C though, because it just kind of just gets baited because it's just so, its offenses are just pitiful. Yeah, its offenses are pitiful. And I think the other Trick Room setters that are similar to it are in B, but not in A. So I have to drop Dusclops down, actually. Remember I said I did this tier before. So spoiler that this is like I'll tell you guys right now, like Porygon 2, I think is going to be B tier. And I think it's better than Dusclops currently. So I have to, because like Porygon 2 can actually win fights. Dusclops kind of can't for the most part. Nightshade is cool, but like there's just too many things that I can deal with it. Like for example, like Gholdengo will just set up in front of it. And like while Porygon 2 doesn't like beat Gholdengo, you can like freeze it and like cheat, right? And then recover spam, and they're gonna click Make It Rain, and then they're gonna lose their special attack. So you have like outs, whereas this thing is just gonna get blown up by Shadow Ball. This thing is a C tier mon. Anti-Intimidate Tech is fine. I do think Milotic is a little bit better than this thing, because Empoleon's always been kind of mid. Gastrodon is probably gonna be in the B tier. Storm Drain is very powerful right now. Bronzong is good, but I don't think it's great. I just don't know what it does right now. Like, yeah, Levitate is like good, and like Steel typing is fine, but I don't know what it does for Bronzong in particular, because not like you're trying to avoid that many ground type attacks, right? Rotom Heat can be in the B tier. Is Rotom Heat any good at all right now? Is Rotom any good? Rotom is good. I think it's good enough that it's like a C average kind of Pokemon. I think only these two belong in this one though. I think like Rotom Cut might be in. Is Rotom Cut that much worse? I don't think so. Rotom Cut I think is one of the top 3 Rotoms right now. The other 2 are definitely going to be in D tier when I get to them. I think that Lilligant is a C tier mon. I think Conkeldurr is a B tier mon. I think that Guts Boosted, Close Combats, Drain Punches, Knockoffs, Mock Punches, Ice Punches, etc. are very, very strong. And I think people are kind of sleeping on Conk. Scrafty is going to be like C. I think it's pretty good. It has a niche role. similar to Hitmontop's, but it's bulkier than Hitmontop, but like it's just not as strong as the Pokemon above, so I can't justify putting it higher. I actually think Scrafty is better than Hitmontop, but I don't think it's as good as these mons on top. This thing can go in the B tier as well. The other version of it, the other Zoroark version is in in the Lamau tier, but this one actually has like Shadow Ball, Hyper Voice, Bitter Malice, Hyper Beam, like it has good coverage. It's immune to like one of the strongest things in the format being Mouse Ape, so like I think that's really good. Mienshao is really good. Fake Out and Inner Focus is really good. I think that's fine. This thing has really good bulk, Belly Drum, Grassy Glide, stuff like that. You can kind of make work. Iron Defense, Body Press as well. So I think it's a decent Pokemon. For the same reason, Guja's gonna go in the C tier. Guja's just very cringe overall though. For some reason, Guja is way more cringe than he is. Klefki, Screens, T-Wave is solid. Doesn't really do much outside of that, but like it does enough, right? Lycanroc can go in the B tier because I think it's a really good sand abuser. Lurantis can go in C. I think it's just a good Pokemon in general. Araquanid can also go in C. I think it's like a decent Trick Room Pokemon. Decent rain Pokemon. WireGuard is very, very useful. The Sidra can actually go in B. That move gets just kind of stupid. Triple arrows or whatever it's called. Yeah, like you can get a defense drop, a crit, and a flinch like that in one turn. That's just dumb. And that move carries it hard, but it is what it is. I think that Corviknight is also B tier. Good bulk, good typing, just good Pokemon overall. Steel and flying are very, very good for each other because you're not weak to ground type attacks. You're weak to electric, but electric is at a bit of a premium outside of like our Chaladon right now, because if you just look at the list, not a lot of electric types that are just like threatening massive amounts of damage. So our Chaladon would be the electric damage that you have to worry out for, but you can kind of deal with that, right? Sojourner I think is good. It's really good ability. It doesn't do a lot by itself, but like on a good team, it's has a really strong role fill. It gives you like damage boosting, it gives you like rock slide, so it gives you chances to win matches through flinches. It has a really good defense stat, very good physical wall, so I think it's a fine Pokemon. It's just not as good as the stuff above it, that's all. Skeledirge, good Pokemon as well. Unaware is great for Dozo, so is Will-O-Wisp. Torch Song sets itself up, so every time you click Torch Song, you're doing good damage and it's getting stronger. So I think that is a good slot for it. Indeedee Male is, solid. People try to like cheese with it, but it's very one dimensional. And its one dimension is that it's the offense, and I think there's just way better mons that have one dimensional offense than Indeedee Male. Like Indeedee Female is also very one dimensional, but its one dimension is one of the most broken things in Pokemon, right? It's redirection. So this is kind of like awesome. Garg, I'm not really sure. I haven't seen much Garg yet in the format, so I'm not really sure how good it is. I think people have kind of figured out how to play against Garg now, so it's kind of like and I think it's a bit passive for like some of the more aggro teams. So I could be wrong, but I'm gonna leave it there for now. Fake Out Revival Blessing is very strong. Double Shock is also very strong. I think I'm gonna put it in B tier. Cerulege, I'm gonna put it in C, even though I think it could be higher, but it just doesn't have like I just haven't seen much from it in this format. It's like no one's even trying to use it. Maybe because it just doesn't like do like, it's bad into rain, it's bad into sand. There's better sun abusers. This thing is not great. The speed tier is like decent for the format because it's like 85, so you cannot see sun stuff, but like you're not taking advantage of Tailwind as much as the faster mons. You're not taking advantage of Trickle as much as the slower ones. I think it's a good Pokemon still, right? It's not D tier, it's not in the Lamau tier, but I just think I can't justify putting it any higher. Brambleghast can go in here. Same thing as Shiftry, just kind of a Tailwind abuse spot. Flamigo, good Pokemon. Scrappy, close combat is actually really nice and stuff like Gholdengo, but it just kind of just doesn't do enough outside of that. Stats are just not great. Sinistra I think is a B tier mod. Good bulk, good recovery options, good abilities. I think it's just redirection, and yeah, I think it's just good. Charizard also can go in B. This thing takes advantage of sun like few Pokemon can. Like Solar Power Charizard in this format just kind of like nukes things. It just does really insane damage. I've actually tested it. It does a lot. Yeah, it just does so much damage. It's not even funny. And it's not like a sitting duck and rain either, right? Because you can just run Hurricane on it and you can hit you can spam Hurricane in the rain with like Life Orb. Clefairy is going to be in B tier. Redirection is really good. Clefairy is really good. Kind of just folds to the steel types that we have. Because the special bulk is not that high, but still good Pokemon. Redirection is busted. Redirection is busted. Redirection is busted. Very simple. Redirection plus a Violite specifically, because these things get extra stats from that item, right? Like for example, these two, their evolutions are kind of mid. Umbreon, I think Umbreon's always gonna be a good Pokemon. I'm not sure why people don't believe in it, but like Snarl users for side spam stuff, Baby Doll allows to lower attack like while on the field. I think that stuff is valuable. Porygon 2, I think is really good as a trick room setter, one of the better trick room setters in the format. Has Area Impulse, so you can kind of like eat those Blood Moon attacks and Area Impulse the thing back down. You can also like Area Impulse our Chalodons, and you can do that without touching them, right? So you're not giving them stamina boost either, so you can kind of just keep lowering their special attack without actually having to deal with that. I think that's a really good role for this thing. Overquill is going to be B tier. I think having Swift Swim and Intimidate as its abilities give a lot of versatility. Offensively, Dark and Poison is really good, so I think that's a fine Pokemon. Sneasler, is this C or B? Sneasler has like good offenses, right? Close combat is really strong. It has that poison, it has poison point ability, has the Unburden if you want to go twice as fast. What else does it have? It has that one move, Dire Claw, that imposes a random sleep. I think B is fine for it. Guardy is a fairy type that does a lot of damage, so I think B is fine. Also takes advantage of Psychic Terrain. Torkoal is a bit slow and needs a lot of support, but Sun is very strong. And under Trick Room, this thing is a monster, right? And we don't have any A tiers yet. Am I trolling? Excadrill, I think, is also a very good weather abuser. Obviously it needs the weather to abuse, but it's a good weather abuser. One of the stronger weather abusers we have in the format as well. Steel and Ground are great offensive typing. It just hits about like everything for like neutral. What does it not hit? Yeah, it hits like every Steel or Ground hits every single type in the game. So yeah, that thing is awesome. Lilligant Hisui, similar to the Excadrill, just a great weather abuser, but just needs the weather to abuse. Female Basket Legion, one of the few water special attackers that actually like packs a really big punch in the format. This thing's Muddy Waters with like Choice Specs Under the Rain. You guys saw me and Moxie use it. Really awesome stuff. So I think it's a good B tier Pokemon. You can use it. Yeah, I think you can use it. It's probably better than stuff underneath it. You could even drop it to C if you want, but like I think it's fine where it's at. Talonflame is also B. I don't think it's quite an A tier yet. I'm gonna review some of this while I'm doing it and see if I want to move stuff up. Talonflame is a good tailwind setter. It has priority tailwind, which is always valuable. It's like it has the most priority tailwind as a matter of fact, because it's even faster than Whimsicott, and Gale Wings makes all its flying type moves go first, as you guys know. Hatterene is B, and Indeedee will go in the B as well. Hatterene is B. Is Indeedee actually like an A tier Pokemon? Just like Psychic Terrain control and redirection is really good, guys. I think B is still fine. B is still fine. V is strong, right? B is still very strong. No, but they're probably better than like Garchomp and Raichu. Yeah, they're probably better. Like Garchomp and Raichu. Psychic Spam is just better. So Armarouge is also gonna go into that tier. Yeah, I think these guys are just conventionally better than the ones in front of it. And like I don't think like Hatterene dies without Psychic Terrain either, right? Like I don't think Armarouge just like folds, because it can still go like Meteor Beam, has Armor Cannon, it has a lot of really strong attacks that you can still spam. But A also feels a little bit high. Like, are they that much better than like Garchomp and Metagross and like Torkoal? No, they're not better. They're not that much better than Torkoal. So no, I'm gonna put them back in B. I don't care. Yeah, because Torkoal is probably the best Trick Room out of all of them, and Torkoal's in B. Palafin was about to go in B, and I think it will. Palafin is really good. No, I'm gonna put Palafin in A, the regular A, first A tier. A tier would, if it wasn't for the A plus and S tier, A would feel a little bit high for it. But I do think it's better than Gastro as a water type. I think it's better than Milotic as a water type, for example. I I just don't think it's better than like the top tier water types. So those are probably gonna go higher than it. I might even have to move this down depending on where I put like Gyarados and Basculegion and stuff like that. But this goes here for now. I just think the whole thing of switching out a turn is just really difficult. I just think Lamore is an A tier Pokemon. Meteor Beam is just so strong in this format for it. Like power of Meteor Beam, absolutely insane levels of power. And then after you get the +1, everything else starts hitting like a truck too, like Earth Power, Sludge Bomb, all that stuff starts hitting like a truck. Toxic Debris is really strong. Because the only real poison types people are using is like a Mungus, and if they don't have a Mungus, they don't have a way to clear spikes. So it's just kind of eating away their team. This guy, Shan Rusher, Blastoise is a C. This is like a mid-tier mon. Tickaton is a C. I think that's fine for it. Fake Out and Helping Hand plus Mo Breaker is just really nice. Golduck is a D. Swift Swim Abuser, but it's still pretty good. Ninetales is just kind of a weak Pokemon in general. It doesn't take that much advantage of the sun. It just doesn't do that much damage in sun with its heat waves. I just don't think it's that great, but like C is good for it. It's a really good ranking for it, trust me. Berserker, D tier, its only real niche is like it's boosting up Gholdengo, but I think steel types with like, it also could run like, does it have Tough Claws? You give like Tough Claws to run some offense on it, but its biggest niche is just assisting Gholdengo and being a steel type with Iron Head. Poliwrath goes to C for being able to abuse rain. Poliwrath will go in there for being a good rain Pokemon. Victory Bell can go into D for being a good chlorophyll user. This going in C because the other Slowbro is just way better. This one doesn't even get Oblivious, and it has less bulk than regular Slowbro by like a decent amount, which I think is kind of dumb. Regular Slowbro is just way better than Galarian to me. Yeah, this is better into like Rillaboom, but like, so what? Gengar can go into C, fast, ghost type damage, disable, or like Curse Body, I should say, not disable. Curse Body disables the last move used on it. If it activates, which is a very strong ability, right? So if you lock off a choice item mon's ability, it can't do anything but struggle or switch. So I think that's really good. This is out of like respect for the Mux Miracle garbage. I'm putting this in D tier. Scyther can go into D. I think Scizor is just better. Scizor is in C. These have redirection as well, so like I'll put them in the list instead of the Lamau tier, but like boo. Jolteon is gonna go in D because I think electric types with Thunder Wave and speed control stuff that is good. Volt Absorb is a good ability right now. Espeon is a good, strong, fast special attacker, so I'll respect it. I think that this is also a C tier because it's a chlorophyll sweeper. I do think this one is like better than the others. I think this one, like Blizzard Spam, is just stronger than what these provide. So I'll respect that a little bit more. And put it in the same tier as the Alolan Ninetales. This Typhlosion is gonna go above the other one. It's gonna go in C. Very, very strong Pokemon. One trick pony. 1.5 trick pony, because you can still kick ghost type moves with this thing, but still not like blowing the water out the building, right? Jumpluff, I respect it as a chlorophyll, tailwind, sleep powder mon. I'll respect this as a super luck critter. Unburdened Pokemon is like kind of fine in this format if you want to proc the Unburdened and you get damage off. Speed boost is also very good. So is like having Swords Dance plus speed boost. Flip turn, wide guard, yawn, etc. is respectable. This is gonna go a little bit higher because it's like Mach Punch damage technician is good. And Spore is very, very strong. This is gonna go here. This is a Pokemon that could be like in the A tier, but obviously it needs Weaken to function, or it just can't. So like, boo. Stabilize, Screens, and Wisp support is nice, but it doesn't do anything besides that, right? So I think that's fine. Fake Out and Huge Power is fine, but probably not gonna use this that much. I respect the ability to click Tailwind and Encore, because that's just a very powerful combo. It doesn't do anything else, but like I respect that enough. Dusknoir is kind of all right. Worse Dusclops. Infernape, I'm gonna put in C. I think close combat, overheat, flare blitz, fake out. That it has good offensive, high base power offensive moves, and also like fake out user and Mach Punch, and it's a fighting type and a fire type. So it's like does a lot of things. Because they look at the fire types, slow fire type, slow fire type. Base 100 speed. This one's actually I think 1 or something. I can't remember, but it's faster. And has better coverage. Can play in any weather. Can play against like snow because it's a fire fighting type, which is good against the ice types. Can play against sand because it's good against the rock types. It just can't really play much against like rain, but it's good against our Charladon, right? So like because you can still close combat it. So you have options to play this thing in more ways than I think you can play some of the Pokemon below it. Staraptor I respect as an intimidator and as a brave birder. I respect Wave Crash. I respect Inner Focus plus like setup. Fake Out plus like fighting coverage is solid. Setting up the weather for yourself and getting a buff to already good bulk is nice. This thing is kind of mid, so I'm gonna put it in D tier. I think it's worse than the other Rotoms. Reuniclus is a good Trick Room sweeper. It just doesn't do it. It has expanding force though, so you could kind of run it like that. The other Rotom is also kind of mid. I respect Superior's ability to click Leaf Storm and get boost, but otherwise it's kind of fake. But I think it gets strong enough, fast enough, and has the chance to last long enough in this kind of format that you can kind of make it work. Sharpness, I respect his ability. Aqua Cutter, and Night Slash, he gets stab on. I think it's Water Dog, right? Yeah, you get stab plus sharpness on those, and you get Sacred Sword. You could actually play this in rain pretty easily. Yeah, you actually play this in rain versus like rain very easily, in my opinion. So I think that's a good Pokemon. Good offensive coverage plus intimidate, about as far as it goes for this guy. I'm gonna put you in C because I think your special attacks at being 145 and you providing ghost and fire coverage is very valuable. This thing can give you trouble if it gets going. I was thinking to put it in D. Yeah, I'm not gonna go any higher. Haxorus, I love Haxorus to death, but it's kind of mid. But it's not bad enough that I can drop it off of the tier list completely. I'm gonna give Esper this thing some respect because it gets that tinted lens expanding force. Tinted lens expanding force is actually really strong because nothing resists when you have tinted lens, right? Because even the resisted hits do neutral damage. So that makes expanding force very spammable. So I think that's fine. Otherwise, it's kind of garbage, but like that one specific role is very strong. So you kind of got to respect that. Another expanding force abuser. Another unburdened swords dance kind of abuser. Greninja is a fast water type, so it's kind of fine. Trevenant's bulky Trick Room setter, but it's kind of like Dusclops, but it has more offense than Dusclops, I guess. Just less bulk. So I guess the offense and the bulk kind of equalizes them. So I'll put it in C tier. Goodra, regular Goodra. I think regular Goodra will actually go into C and Hisuian will move to B. I think Hisuian is just kind of like a little bit better. And I think putting in C, I was just kind of hating. So I think I was kind of hating. So I'll admit that I was hating. Tailwind plus Draco Meteor is good. No Garpa Stone Edge is fine. Tough Claws is fine, right? Cutie Fly definitely sucks and belonged in the Lamau. I don't know why it's here. Well, yeah, like I said at the beginning, I missed some of these guys. Salazzle, I was gonna put it in D, but nah, Lamau. Lamau. The reason the Lamau tier is at the top because you see so many Pokemon that I would have to scroll past that every single time I wanted to put a Pokemon in the tier list. Comfey is gonna be in C tier. Its floor healing is really good. It's a really good support, but kind of one trick. C tier here for you for Inner Focus Trick Room Pokemon with Instruct that can kind of spam, like Blood Moon or Shaluna spam Hyper Voice. Cinderace is cool. Fast fire type, good coverage, pertains good ability for one turn. For one turn, it's a good ability. Snipe Shot is what's kept this thing on the list because I didn't realize the Snipe Shot ignored redirection. With redirection being so strong, you can get like choice specs like Snipe Shots off and just blow up the partner without being worried about it. Like, so if you're struggling with like what's it called, Mouse Ape, and then clicking follow me, just blow up the ape anyway because he can't tell you what to do. He can't tell you what to do. I'm gonna give this C. I think like System Rock Slide is cheap and it can win you games. This thing is also solid with like Party Shot and like Aura Will, but other than that, the ability sucks. Alcremie is gonna be in C tier. Good support mon. You can either block taunts or you can block status, and you can just spam decorate and make something really powerful. This thing's cool. Shed Tail, that's about it. I can't remember the difference between the two of these. I don't know if there was one, but it's really strong. So I'll put it in C, assuming they're the same Pokemon, because I haven't played with them much separately. I just know that this one has like Overdrive and Boom Burst and whatever it is, and it has like the ability that makes them stronger. This guy is kind of cool, but not that great. Fairy comes at a premium, and then Immunity to Fire is really nice. Is it an immunity or just, yeah, it's an immunity to fire, then it gives you the +2 defense, right? So yeah, this guy is cool, but kind of passive unless you hit it. Killer Wattrel's not bad. No, I'm gonna put it in D tier though, because if you fake it out, if you click Tailwind, if the partner clicks Tailwind and you fake it out, it loses the charge. At least that's what Showdown says, and that's kind of stupid. I think that's really, really dumb. My Mabistiff is cool. Prankster guy is cool. Toadscrew is cool. I want to put him high. Can I put him high? Can I justify it? Can I justify it? Can I justify it? Can I justify it? I'm gonna put it higher. I think being able to put anything you want in the format to sleep is good. You kind of this thing actually might have a better place in this format. This thing's solid with belly drum and redirection and icicle shard. Excalibur is gonna be A tier mon. I think it's really good. Probably at least as good as the ones next to it. Yeah, like dragon and ice coverage is nice. Only thing you don't hit, I think, is steel with that combination. Being immune to burns is really good for Excalibur as well. So I think that's good. Clefable is gonna go into A+ because I think Clefable's bulk is really nice. Unaware Follow Me is really good, right? Because when the Annihilates try to bulk up in Rage Fist, you ignore the bulk ups. When the Mouse Souls want to, hit you for pop bombs, you can redirect. Also, you can hold an item and you don't have to hold the Inviolite with the Clefairy. So not only you Unaware to boost, you can hold a recovery item, you can hold Rocky Helmet, you can hold a super effective stopping berry. Like, you have so many options, and his Moonblast actually do damage unlike Clefairies. So I think that this one's one of the best Pokemon in the format for sure. What else we got? Arcanine's Hishui. I think the Arcanines are like B tier. I think both of them could go into B. I think they have different things. I think the Arcanine Hisui is better for offense, and I think Arcanine regular is better for defense. Because the weaknesses that this one has, like this doesn't resist steel, this one does. This one can actually take water type attacks if you have it like set up correctly, whether with a posture or the right EVs. This is 4 times weak. This can actually take rock moves at -1, can take ground moves at -1. This does not take ground moves at -1 because it's 4 times weak. So, but it's much better offensively. So I think it's about a kind of evens them out. I think they're both in the B tier. Not quite as good as the ones above them. Kingdra is going to be a Swift Swim Abuser that's going to be in the B tier. Yeah, but I think it's a very specific role. But it's very, very strong at the role. Like with a Life Orb under Swift Swim, kicking like Muddy Waters and Stab, it's actually very, very powerful and it's very fast. These guys, my Tauros guys, are going to be in the A tier. And you're probably thinking like Palafin's better than these guys. Is it really? Intimidate plus base 100 speed plus close combat is very strong. Will-O-Wisp is very strong. Aqua Jet is very strong as a third move on this one. Being able to click Wave Crash on turn 1, Raging Bull on turn 1 gives you an advantage. 100 base speed is very good in this format. In this format speed tier, like I said, Intimidation is a very strong ability, and it's an Intimidator that doesn't also like fold to that also still threatens King Gambit so heavily that they can't always take advantage of the boost you give them. Gyarados is a really good Pokemon. I think it's gonna be in the A tier as well. We're gonna find out if this is good or better or worse than Palafin at some point, but it just has a good matchup into a lot of the format. Resist Steel, good into Rain Team Sands or Chaladon, so you need a way to protect that. Good into balance cores of like Rillaboom, Incineroar, and Amoonguss, because it has either a positive or even matchup into all 3 of those. So I think Gyarados is just a very, very strong A. Yeah, water types that water types are just very good right now. Sylveon's good. B tier. Fairy type damage is at a premium, especially these fairy type special attackers. A bit weird with its speed stat being like 60, but you can still make it work. Zumaro is also very, very good. I do think it's not, I think it's B. I think Gyarados and Palafin might be a little bit better as water types, even though like Azumarill is very, very good on like turn 1, but doesn't get Wave Crash, doesn't get that really high damage output. Huge Power is a wonderful ability that makes it strong as heck, but I think having that high base power move would be so nice for it. And also, fairy typing is good offensively, but also it adds the weakness of poison and it makes you lose your steel resistance, which I don't think is that great. For a giraffe, A tier. Box priority, very bulky, click Trick Room, attack. How long am I recording? I've been trying to cut this down and I've been going, you guys see how fast I've been trying to go. Tyranitar. Tyranitar, A. Sand is strong, Tyranitar is strong, in sand or out of sand. I think is better than the Pokemon below. Yeah, Tyranitar is very good. Tyranitar is very, very good. I think sand overall is very, very good right now as well. So yeah, it's good into, yeah, sand is good into other weathers is good, and he's good into like side spam. You can use the terrestrialization to make it good into like the balance arch type, because I think like Terra Flying is one of its favorites. So you do a lot of damage into like Rillaboom and Mungus. You can even like run Clear Amulet if you want, even though Assault Vest is like the preferred item. So I think like Tyranitar is just a very, very good Pokemon. Maybe A is a little bit high for it, but who cares? Glade is gonna go into the B tier. Glade's really good right now. Yeah, Glade's really good right now. It's funny because Side Spam as an archetype is like really, really strong. You could even consider it like an A or an S tier archetype as a team, but the individual pieces are manageable. It's just when they're all in the same team, it's just really hard for like hard Trick Room stuff, right? Ooh, Salamence. I think Mence is better than the stuff underneath it. Yeah, Intimidate plus the speed stat, can attack special or physical. Dragon typing is very good right now. Flying coverage is also very good. Choice Scarf Salamence outspeeds like everything in the world. I think it's a very, very, yeah, I think it's a little bit better than Bax. I think it's better than Palafin, better than Dose. Yeah. I might even move for a Giraffe out, because I think for a Giraffe is just a really good Pokemon. I don't think it's needs to be a tier lower. Gothitelle is good. Gothitelle's gonna go in B. Not that many ghost types in the format, right? Like, just Gholdengo is the primary ghost type that you run into now. So everything gets stuck by Shadow Tag, and you can fake out, and you can Trick Room, and you can just cheat and win. So Gothitelle is very, very good. Ursaluna, I think normal Ursaluna is going to be A+. I think it's just so strong right now. It's like so strong. It's so easy to get your gut set up as well. And sometimes it's so easy to get a Swords Dance up that you just start running through things. You just start plowing through stuff. It's actually kind of insane. Facade and Headlong Rush hit everything in the game except like Miss Magius. Like Miss Magius is the only thing that can resist both of those, because it's like Levitate and Ghost. And I guess Miss Drevis. But yeah, normal hits everything for neutral except for Rock and Steel, and Headlong Rush hits those for super effective. Guts boost is basically a choice band boost, except you can still switch your moves. Even like -1 Headlong Rush, I'm still pretty sure KOs like Incineroar. So, and if you like Terra normal Facade stuff, even at -1, if you get intimidated, you're still blowing things up. Volcarona is very good. Volcarona, like right now, Volcarona setup is actually kind of cracked. I'm gonna put it in A tier. Especially with the right support. It's actually kind of insane how good it is right now. It might be better than like some of the stuff underneath the low key, but I mean, on the same tier, but I'm gonna leave it there for now. Prim is good. Prim is really good. I think Prim is an A tier mod. Water Fairy is just really good coverage. And I think special attackers, they're not really at a premium though, right? But its special attack and special defense is just so high. It's actually like absurdly strong. And it's good into like stuff like Dozo, for example, right? Because it hits it on the special side. So I think I might leave it in A. But I think it's good. I think it's combination of fairy and water special attack. It's special bulk, it's access to like haze, and also coverage moves like energy ball. I think it's fine to leave it in A tier. I like Primarina a lot. Komodo, great setup mon, B. Yeah, I think it's a great setup Pokemon, so it goes to the B tier. I don't know if it's as good as stuff above it, but like, and like the fairy weakness, the 4th fairy weakness is kind of rough. Even with there not being that much fairy type, you can just die to like Moonblast from Clefable, right? Where other dragons are not gonna take that hit because Clefable's not that strong, or like a Moonblast or something, or even like a Dazzling Gleam. This one just kind of falls to that, so it's kind of a Terra Hog in that way. So I think that kind of makes deducts a point that it being the Terra Hog. Grim Snarl is really good in this format. I'm gonna put it in A tier. Grim Snarl is just awesome. Like Grim Snarl is just freaking awesome. Screens is great. Thunder Wave is great. Spirit Break is good. Sucker Punch, if you want to run that, is awesome. Yaskarada is a really good Pokemon, really good grass types. Retains a good ability for the one turn to use it. Good pivots, has priority, has pivoting, has good support in like Trick Room. I think it gets Helping Hand, gets Knockoff, which is a great offensive and supportive move. Flower Trick is busted. Terra Grass, like Banded Flower Trick, just sometimes they can KO resisted Pokemon. It's actually kind of nuts. Redirection is really strong. Friend Guards are really strong. I think that I want to put in A though. Mousehole, because Mousehole by itself is kind of B. Yeah, it just enables other Pokemon to do insane things. I'm gonna move this over here. Dozogiri. Yeah, Dozogiri together is gonna be oh, did I drop Giri? Here it goes, Giri. A+. Annihilate is also gonna be A+. I was thinking about S, but like Mouse Ape can be a little bit linear sometimes. It's the reason that it has so much success is because even though it's linear, it's just absurdly powerful together, but it is still a bit linear, right? So I don't know if I can justify putting it in the S tier. Dragonite's also really good. It's one of the best dragon types. It's probably like one of the better flying types in the format. Probably not better than Minch though, right? Or is it better than Minch? No, I don't think it's better than Minch. At least not to me. Yeah, I'm putting it in A tier. I don't think it's better than Minch. Pelipper. Pelipper's not going to be an S tier mon. Even though Rain is an S tier archetype, it's going to be A+, I think. Because Rain is an S tier, is a great archetype, I'm putting in A+. But like, it's not like it's like the most powerful Pokemon in the world by itself, right? Whimsicott is going to go into A+ as well. The premier Tailwind setter, like the premier prankster user of the format with Tailwind Encore. His Moonblast actually hit things for pretty decent damage now, because like a lot of things are like, if you look at like even like the A+ tier, like it hits that Dozo for a decent amount, it hits this for a lot, hits this for a decent amount if they're not especially bulky, hits this for a lot. Look at the tier below, hits this for a lot, hits this for a lot, hits this for a lot, hits this for decent, because it's only base spread at 70s for def. Obviously they're not gonna hit Tyranitar for much because of Sand and AV, but like just base to base, it'll hit it for a lot. Hits Grimmsnarl, right? So you look at some of the good Pokemon, it has a decent matchup to a lot of things. And like I said, Tailwind and Encore with Prankster is actually busted. Basculegion, I think I'm gonna go. Do I want to go S? Basculegion does sometimes feel like an S tier mon. I did want to put it S because I'm running Basculegion and I'm sitting here trying to be coy about it, but I gotta be real myself. Basculegion feels like an S tier mon. Hydreigon is really strong. A+. I think Hydreigon is really strong with A+. Also, do I want this? Do I actually want this in S? We'll revisit. Hydreigon special attack is just really strong right now. Its coverage is really good. Levitate is solid. Its bulk goes a much longer way. There's not a lot of fighting types that threaten it, and there's not that many fairy types that threaten it as much. Dragapult is at least as good as Hydreigon. It's gonna go in the A+ tier. Fastest thing in the format. You don't mind it being your Terra hard because it's so powerful. Like Terraghost, Terra Blast is really strong. Terra Dragon, Dragonite is actually really strong. I thought it was fake, but it's actually really strong. I think that is fine. This guy can go into the S tier. I think Stamina and Assault Vest is a bit too strong sometimes. I can admit that it's a bit too strong sometimes. For like teams that are not prepared for it. Like I don't like when your team has to cover for something so specific. Like I don't like when you have to cover for Dozo. Like your team doesn't naturally cover for Dozo, so you have to go out of your way to cover for it, or it doesn't naturally cover Side Spam, so you have to go out of your way for cover for it. A lot of teams don't naturally cover Archaludon, and they have to go out of their way to cover for it. And I don't think that is great because this thing is just way too strong in that way. So yeah, with Stamina Assault Vest specifically, I think the other sets are kind of fine. Stamina Assault Vest specifically makes it really hard to clear out. The Blood Moon doesn't feel oppressive, but what it does is it covers a lot of like things, right, that you can't deal with otherwise. For example, it helps beat Archaludon because you can't get electroshotted and you can earth power and kill it. They have to be running like 252 HP in like very close to max Spadef and Assault Vest to survive earth power life force from this thing from 252 modest. So that's like it covers stuff like that, like life for Blood Moon into Dozo, even with the Giri boost, is really hard. You don't get hit by Rage Fist and you blow up this thing, right? Dragapult doesn't really hit it for great stuff either, but you blow up Dragapult, right? You just deal with a lot of like the really strong stuff in the format with this guy. So I think it's like just awesome. It's probably one of the best Pokemon in the format. Amoonguss is going to S because Spore is broken and it doesn't get cleared off easily anymore because the format is a little bit weaker. King Gambit is going to go into the S tier because King Gambit is absurdly powerful. Defiant is so strong and Terra Dark, Black Glasses, Sucker Punch, like at +2, KOs most of the format, like even the resist. It's very, you have to be very, very, very physically bulky to survive that. If your mon doesn't have enough physical bulk, it will drop to that attack. I guarantee you. Run the calc right now. Pick a mon. Pick a mon that's not physically bulky. Even ones that resist, they're going to die. Incineroar. Some people felt like it felt out of place, and I thought so. It might feel out of place too, because like the physical attack of the format, right? Like look at the physical attackers. Dragapult is clear body. Ursaluna is guts, it's super effective. Defiant. King Gambit is defiant. This is inner focus. This is probably gonna run clear amulet. This likes to switch in and out. Like, so you see what I mean? Like, it's just really hard for it to get the intimidate stuff down. But realistically, that's clear amulet in an inner focus and stuff like that. And defiant have been a thing since Incineroar's been back. It's been fine. And if anything, this might even be stronger now because the format is a little bit weaker. So like, still gonna be an S tier until further notice. Rillaboom is also S tier because its wood hammer is hitting things for bajillion damage now. And there's just not enough things that like resist. The dragons like resist, but like Dozo doesn't resist. Tyranitar, like I'm just looking at random Pokemon in the format, like a lot of them just do not resist like wood hammer. And even the ones that like do resist, like Dragapult doesn't want to take that at all. Dragapult does not want to take that. Ursaluna, neither one of them wants to take that. Clefairy, Clefable don't want to take that. The terrain healing is really nice to fake out the pivoting. The AV sets take hits from things that shouldn't be taking hits from, for example, like Specs, like Draco Meteor from like Holt. I don't know if that even kills. The Hurricane from the Pelipper does not kill. Like there's so many things Rillaboom takes hits from. And that's without having like an ability that reduces damage. And Gholdengo is going to be in the S tier as well. Because Gholdengo, at first I was going to put it like in one of the A tiers. Because like the setup Gholdengo sets can be a bit tricky for people. But like one, in the hands of the right player, setup Gholdengo was like actually insane. Right? I think we saw Polar Web when original was set up Gholdengo. And like, if you don't want to run setup Gholdengo, if you want like Specs, Make It Rain, Terra Steel, you're just one-shotting a lot of things, right? And there's not a lot of things that can stop that anymore, or like take that hit. Like just so many things just don't take that hit very well at all. Specs Gholdengo is actually absurdly overpowered. But anyhow, that was the very long 57+ minute tier list. Even though I dropped all of Pokemon off, that's actually insane. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think of the tier list below. Question of the day: what overlooked mine has a chance to make a surprise impact? So leave a like for your boy, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.